What is going on with PlayStation? I mean, look at this PlayStation era. It is not the PlayStation that I've known, the PlayStation that I grew up with in the PS1 and PS2 era. This just seems like a totally different team. It just seems that ever since Sean Layden had left, I don't know. There's just something going on with everything they're doing. Like, no Sean Layden, no Andrew House. We have Jim Ryan, and he's definitely running Sony as a business, but when it comes to like the gamer and the consumer, just some weird decisions happening here. Man, I just don't get it. Before I get into that rant, don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do really appreciate your support. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers. Every subscriber does count, and also share the channel. If you like what we do, you're definitely going to go ahead and share it. But let's go ahead and talk about PlayStation because I have no clue what's going on with them right now. So I made a video a while back about Project Q, which is now known as PlayStation Portal. And I was saying that, I was very optimistic about it. I felt that what Sony was actually describing, there was probably a lot more that they were going to do with it, and they just didn't want to reveal all their cards right away. Well, it just turns out that I was wrong. I was completely wrong about PlayStation Portal because it really is just a remote play machine. And honestly, that's a huge letdown. I felt that there would be a lot more going on with it, but it doesn't seem they're going to be doing that. All it is basically two DualSense, or rather a DualSense split in half with a 8-inch LCD in the front and at 1080p, of course, with a battery life that's similar to the DualSense, which is actually not that great. And it's really designed for remote play. It did say a cool feature, which you can't really do on other devices, is you will have the ability to go ahead and just press the home button and turn on the PS5 directly from the PlayStation Portal, which is nice because if your PS5 is not on standby, you can't wake your PS5 from your phone or your tablet or a Mac or a PC or anything like that. You actually have to go ahead and physically turn it on before you can access your PS5. But in this case, with the PlayStation Portal, you can use that to turn it on, similar to what the Wii U gamepad did. And yes, this is basically a Wii U gamepad for the PS5, except that the Wii U gamepad was actually a lot better. So you might be asking yourself, how is the Wii U gamepad better? Well, don't forget that the Wii U gamepad was actually utilized as a second screen for most games. So think of it like the Nintendo DS, but with your TV. So if you were playing a game such as Xenoblade Chronicles X, you would actually have the map at the bottom screen, which you can also interact with, while the main game is on the top screen. Or Wind Waker, you would have the map and your items on the bottom screen, which made the UI very clean and almost non-existent on the top screen. So you can kind of go back and forth between the two. Now, it did also let you go ahead and just mirror your screen or put that as your main screen so that if you didn't or rather if you couldn't use the TV, you can basically use the Wii U gamepad as the main device that you were playing on, which was a very neat feature. It even worked with Wii games, which is pretty cool because where the camera was on the Wii U gamepad, there was also a IR sensor there for the Wii remote. I thought that was pretty cool. But for the most part, the gamepad had a lot more features. The PlayStation Portal, on the other hand, is not having any of those features, and honestly, that's not a good sign. Now, I'm going to try to stay a little bit optimistic and hope that there's more going on here, but they've already said twice that this is like, this is it. This is what we're getting. It's just designed for remote play. I do hope that somehow there is a different OS versus what we see on the PS5, because if you kind of look in screenshots, it does look like there's like a different setup there, but it can be just like an overall UI just for like battery indicator and like connection indicator. But I mean, they gotta have a different UI, right? Because you gotta be able to connect to your network. So maybe there's something more going on. Maybe they'll add in like a PlayStation Store that you can go ahead and download different apps. I do hope that somehow the PlayStation Portal itself is more powerful than what we think, and it will allow you to play PS1 games natively, maybe even PS2 games natively. Maybe not. At $200, I doubt that. But I do really hope that it's more than just a remote play device. Now, I'm going to be picking it up because I'm going to sacrifice myself for the channel, go ahead and do a review and all that stuff. And I do want to see if there's just better connection. Maybe there's some magic that they're utilizing to give you a better connection that you can't do with your phones or your tablet or anything like that. So I definitely do want to test that out and see if it somehow just works better than what's already available. And honestly, at $200, when you really think about it, it might not be that bad, right? A backbone controller is like $100. You're paying an extra $100 for another display, so you don't have to really use your phone. So it could make sense just for a device to leave inside the house or leave around somewhere. But at the same time, it's like there's just weird ways of cutting corners. For example, there's no Bluetooth on it. You have to be able to, or rather you have to use PlayStation's new PlayStation Buds. I forget what the actual name is. But you have to be able to use their buds in order to actually go ahead and utilize the wireless function on it, because it doesn't really support Bluetooth. It's just a really bad proprietary connection. And I don't know, I guess Sony just never learned from proprietary stuff. They've tried it with memory cards, they've tried it with other things, and they're still going down this proprietary road for audio now. Why? I guess I should also mention that you can use wired headphones. I personally like using wired headphones. I think I said that in a few videos ago. I went into the world of IEM, started playing around with IEMs, and now I can't go back. So I use IEMs for the most part when it comes to like my Switch or my Steam Deck or anything that I need to use my headphones on. On stream, you'll see me, I'll be using my IEMs as well. So you can utilize those for sure, but like what if I don't have my IEMs on me and I have my Beats Fit Pros and I want to connect it to Bluetooth? Well, guess what? You can't. There's no way around it. There's no hacking the system to make it available or anything like that, at least not that we know of right now. But you just can't. You can't utilize that. And you think they would learn, because everybody complained about the Nintendo Switch. And at that point, the Nintendo Switch had Bluetooth. It's just the Bluetooth was only for the Joy-Cons connection itself, and that was it. And then of course later on they did open it up so you can use Bluetooth headphones, but still, it's like, come on. People complain about this on the Switch. What makes you think that you're gonna get a pass for not including Bluetooth on your device? But that's not the only thing that's going on with PlayStation. They also raised the price for PlayStation Plus by quite some money. I think the biggest jump was $40 in premium, which used to be $120. It's now gonna be $160, and that's quite a lot, especially when you look at the value. They're not giving you first-party games at launch, which to me never really bugged me. If I get it later on down the road, I get it, that's fine. You know, I could care less about that. But I expect there also to be like a great lineup, at least, of games available, which in my opinion, as of right now, I do prefer PlayStation's lineup over Game Pass. I know a lot of people argue Game Pass is the best. You get day one games on release and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, Xbox doesn't really get that many day one games to begin with, right? You know, they don't have a lot of first party content. Well, they should, hopefully soon, but as of right now, they don't have the first party content that PlayStation does. So to me, that doesn't mean anything. PlayStation, on the other hand, they've done really well with third parties. I mean, you can play the whole Kingdom Hearts series, you can play the whole Final Fantasy series, you can play every Dragon Quest game that's available on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. You can play that right now on PlayStation Plus, which is kind of where, you know, those are the games that I like. So that, I think that's a cool value there overall. But raising the price, I just don't think that's it, you know. And I've said this before in the podcast, I'm really more than likely going to just cancel my subscription, because that's a lot of money. At $160, that's $40 less than a PlayStation Portal. That's, you know, $160. That's what, almost 2 games now. I guess when you include taxes, that is 2 games. That is quite a lot of money, and I just don't get what PlayStation's thinking. But anyways, enough with the rant. I just don't know what's going on with PlayStation right now. Let me know in the comments section below. Like, what do you guys think is going on with PlayStation? I don't think they're in a bad spot right now. I mean, they're on top of the competition. It just seems like they're just trying to milk everybody for whatever they have. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. But let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about this? What do you think about the PlayStation Portal? Are you gonna pick it up, or is this a pass for you? Do you want to try it out or anything? Just, you know, if you're not sure, keep an eye out. I will have a video once I receive one. I will do a review, let you know my actual honest thoughts on it, because I try not to be really biased. I like every platform. I like a big variety of genres. If there's something I don't like, you know, Mike's got your handle, right? Like Starfield, I'm not a big Bethesda guy, but Mike loves Bethesda, so, you know, he's got your handle with the Starfield coverage. So definitely check out his video, and then if there's something I'm not talking about, he'll usually capture that. But definitely go ahead, like and subscribe to the video. We do really appreciate your support. If you like the channel, go ahead and share it. That does help us out as well. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers. Don't forget to also follow us over at Twitch. We do stream 3 days out of the week, and every Sunday we do have the Random Encounter podcast. My name is James from the Random Encounter. I'll see you guys next time.